Hi, it's Kazuyoshi. I'm encountering a challenge, and this is a self-produced challenge, so I don't know if I really have to tackle this, but I want to tackle it, and so I'm working on this. And it is about doing something good for the society, particularly the industries or business. And this may be a little bit specific for my country, Japan. However, I believe that it would provide some hint for anybody. And so therefore, first of all, I will try to speak about it. So it's about the kind of a imbalance of the human resources allocation. So there are talented people in some place, so many talented people condensed in this area, and in the other area there are only limited people who are really talented. So how do we solve this? Is the question. And that's in the last feed or last post I have spoken about the partial optimization and the total optimization. So if I am an individual business person or a corporation, I would need to focus on the partial optimization, so which is good for my company or myself. But when you are facing a bigger problem, it's going to be impossible to solve it because partial optimization will be a problem for somebody else. And actually that is okay, however, that doesn't fulfill the bigger goal or requirement. And of course, we all know that the bigger solution will be eventually helpful for everybody. But so that's got to be ideal. But in between that, we are not quite sure whether that will conceptually if that is okay, whether that is going to be really achieved. Number one is about whether that will really happen or not, and next thing is that we don't know how long it will take. So therefore, working on to solve something as a total optimize, or to try to solve the totally optimize something is often the case, not possible. So what my challenge is this. So I want to reallocate the people who are talented to somewhere that needs such people. And particularly in Japan, those people are condensed in the bigger, famous, known companies a lot. I know this may happen in any country, but Japan as a society has a strong tendency that really kind of a bigger, famous companies really attract or sort of vacuum the people who are really talented, and they really sort of never go to the other side, a small company or a startups. And of course, I asked somebody about other country, but then he told me that in his country, the talented people will work for a bigger company only 2 years and they start their own company. So that's going to be a big difference. In Japan, those talented people really don't necessarily start business so early, or even they start, it's going to be 10 years from that. So there are always a gap between the bigger companies and the smaller or startups. So that's one thing. So I'm describing this, and this may be different for your country or area, but I'm trying to provide the idea, the way that could be beneficial for you to think about this occasion. So bringing the wisdom experience from one place to other place will help the entire society or the organization or the place become better. And so this could be expanded to the nation level. Like, of course, in every country there are very big cities, and this big city attracts and accumulates a lot of people coming from the outside of that city, and the smaller cities, even if they are a nice place, getting smaller and smaller. And of course you will need motivated and talented people going back to help the other towns and cities. So there you can see another imbalance of the human allocation. So this is one thing that I want to tackle and challenge. And what I encourage you is to find such kind of a place that you can see and utilize your expertise or knowledge, that you will be able to not just tackle the partial optimization, like making your company successful, but try to make the whole thing behind that better. And this obviously brings a lot of fulfillment for you. However, it takes time. It really takes time. So you need to accept that it's going to take time. The problem with this is that whether that kind of initiatives will be successful, achieved, number one, and whether that will, we don't know how long it will take. So whether that will succeed and the duration that you have to wait is not clear. So therefore people hesitate to be part of that total optimizing activities. However, it's going to be very necessary and important for anybody. So that's what I want to say. And the other challenge that I'm really thinking about is that, okay, in this era, there are hierarchical organizations all around the world, and this obviously has elevated our level of success or achievement or happiness in the past 100 or 200 years. Particularly after the World War II, it has grown significantly. I'm talking about the concept of the hierarchical organization and also how to operate and manage that. It has grown significantly, but it's actually hitting the corner. I think it's gonna be the time that that form of organization are becoming obsolete and are at some point will be no longer reasonable or a kind of a good way to operate and run the organization. This is very problematic because the entire world is structured like that. You have to say that. So entire world means literally 99% probably of the world is structured in that way. When it becomes official organization, the more it will become like that. And so therefore I am talking about the entire world is created in that way, and we starting to know that that's not going to work anymore. And we have to replace them, but of course there are resistance for that. I'm talking about the comfort zone every time, so you want to sustain your comfort zone. And it's going to be a huge challenge for all of us to start replacing the way of thinking. However, in the family or in a small unofficial group, of course we don't have a hierarchy like a dad will give an order to his mom, or a mom will give an order to the dad, whichever. Maybe these days mom will give an order to dad, and dad will give an order to the son and daughter. It's not that. It doesn't think that works that way. So we have an experience of living outside of that hierarchical organization. Yet, the moment you step out, you are surrounded with that, and this is effective actually. But the condition is that the environment is safe, no changing. But look at the progress of our life. We have to adapt to new things. Every day, new app will come to your smartphone. Every day, there are changes will be applied to your work. Like if one big company told you that okay, now you have to sign this and this, and then the kind of for the sake for the information security or things like that. So many changes happen, and this level of change provides a lot of stress to us and depresses us. And the way that we can make decisions we are not allowed to make the decision when you are once in your organization. You think you have to, if this is about your personal computer, then somebody like a PayPal or whatever, Facebook or whatever kind of deployed some new change, and you would need to say yes or no or whatever. You can do that. But what happens if you have to go to your boss and ask about this company is saying about this, and should I say yes or no, or these kind of things? And it's just impossible. The world is fast and changing fast. And it's going to be faster and faster, the more, because the AI is becoming smarter and smarter day by day. So the traditional organizations are not going to be helping much, or rather going to be a problem in coming 5-10 years very quickly. So we're gonna need to unlearn something and newly learn something. And actually, we don't know yet what that we need really to learn. So this is my another project that I'm trying to. First one is trying to bring one people or connect one people to the other side, so that the whole society can benefit from the talent of the people. And the other thing is that the organization has a problem, which means that the whole world has a problem. And we won't be able to produce things like we did as long as we stick to the traditional hierarchical way of thinking. And so we need wisdom, we need expertise. However, we need that is about if that is about the past, it's not going to work. So we need a motivated person who wants to learn and experiment to start creating something new. And that is about how the people collaborate and how the people communicate and how the people make decisions, and yet still doing things as a team. That's what I'm really thinking, which is going to be important in the really very near future. Okay, that's it. Thank you for listening, and hope we would meet again. Bye bye. It was Kazuyoshi.